This podcast contains adult themes, sexual content, and strong language. If you can't handle that, you should probably leave.
Hi, and welcome to Bustles and Bangers with your hostess, Rachel and Christopher.
I love it when you say my name.
Hey, we're back for another episode of Bustles and Bangers with your hosts, Rachel and Christopher.
Christopher.
And this is the second recording of the Billionaire's Baby Negotiation.
It's not the second recording
episode.
Of it. It's the second episode. We only recorded it once.
Episode. Look, I don't know what words I'm using. I'm just here existing. Anyway, thanks, Millie Adams, for the first book we've read out of any books we've read that got straight to sex.
That even had
sex,
a descriptive sex scene.
In
it wasn't like, and then they went into the room.
And you could see their shadows.
And then the chickens were crowing in the morning. And they woke up with...
You could see the shadows dancing on the wall.
Shit, dude. Their faces glow like new spring hens.
Yeah, so this got straight to it.
Yeah, they were like...
Right out of the gate.
Put it in and dumped all over her cervix.
And now she might possibly be pregnant. She, as in, if you're catching up with... If you're like a wild and crazy person who likes to just jump into random episodes, we are following Olive Monroe and Gunnar Magnuson, son of Ragnarok magazine Ragnarok.
Damn, what a name.
I don't know. I don't remember his name.
What a name.
But anyway, so literally the last thing we read in chapter 4 was, Olive, are you pregnant? Mm-hmm. Are you pregnant? He sounds like Batman, if that helps you get an idea of what he's supposed to sound like.
Is that in the book?
Well, no, but the way she describes it, that's what I hear. You know, she's like, he had such a growl, you know.
Growl.
So,
are you pregnant?
Yeah.
Growl. All right. That's a weird way to ask.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it starts off on chapter 5 with, Olive felt as if the rich brocade walls in this very strange doctor's office had come crashing down around her. She made her eyes as round as possible. Not that I'm aware of.
Wait, like this?
Like holding her eyes. That's not round.
It's not supposed to be like this.
Gross.
What the hell?
It's like you're all hooked up to some kind of equipment.
Yeah, Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. So, so she says, not that I'm aware of. Mm-hmm. So that's how Olive, are you pregnant? Not that I'm aware of.
Ended her sentence with a preposition. That's pretty sloppy.
Do you suspect? He pressed, his voice a growl. See?
Do you suspect?
I don't. He said, go in and take the test.
Oh.
All right.
Dang.
He's getting
how
pretty
old is she?
bossy.
She's 19?
I think she's like 19.
And he's just
20. She's young.
Man, get in there and take that test.
Because there's a lot of mention about how they grew up seeing each other, but there was like
that's right. Okay.
There was like a 10-year difference.
I mean, they know each other.
Oh, yeah.
So he's
no.
And then he's like,
they've just quarreled back and forth all their lives. So
And now look at them.
Now, yeah, and with a baby. Maybe. We don't know.
Sitting in a pregnancy clinic, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Is there such thing as a pregnancy clinic?
Well, yes, but they don't call it that.
Okay.
It's like a women's center, birthing center, OBGYN office.
But this is a private doctor's office, right?
This is, because he's rich. They're so rich. They're so rich, it's stupid. At one point, she's like, I have plenty of the money. The nannies can do it. It's like...
Hell yeah, they can still get abortions nowadays, can't they?
In this book, you mean?
No, I mean like billionaires.
Oh, yeah, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
it doesn't
right?
matter. Yeah.
Fuckers.
But in this book... What was I going to say? I was just going to say something.
Not in this book, though. They're going to have this baby and sell it.
Oh, I was going to say, do you think they're negotiating over an abortion, or you think they're negotiating over what?
Price.
With the baby?
No,
the
they're
price
like, we
of
can't
the
have...
baby?
Yeah, so it's like... What does he do again? Like, what is their business? Their software companies?
One has the best phone. One has a GUI.
Right. So they're going to be like, oh, so we had this very famous baby, and we're going to put it on eBay to sell. And the lucky winner can have our baby, who will be, if you're smart, the CEO of your new company. And then you'll be rich. So we'll put the bidding at 25 grand for the little baby. And then we'll just go from there.
You know, that's an interesting concept for like a movie or something.
No, they do this in real life. And if you go to those whacker clinics when you can go in there and donate your sperm,
donors?
yeah, all those famous people that are ridiculously intelligent.
Do you think there's only a sperm donor list?
Their offspring that they've monitored have come back with high IQs too. And they just got impregnated from a fucking jar in a lab. How much does it
cost for that sperm, though?
I don't know.
That's a lot of money for that.
That's these kinds of people that we're reading about are the kinds that can do that kind of stuff.
Okay, all right.
I've never even seen one of these buildings. When I go into public and I have to throw one out, it's usually in like a bathroom stall or a dumpster. Like this,
and nobody's paying you for it.
Nobody's paying me nothing, dude.
It's just laying there for the next
they're like,
person
we don't want children with foul mouths and shitty comedic attitudes every time they go anywhere.
But you have great hair, and I would absolutely take your sperm for that. Yeah, so.
Hell yeah.
So she was breathing hard, her hand pressed to her forehead again. I don't. It's just that it could be many other things. It likely couldn't be, the nurse said. There are a lot of reasons that women miss their periods. Mostly it's pregnancy, the nurse said. Olive felt
it's like 82
dizzy.
of the reasons.
So she is now in the bathroom about to take a little pee test. The bathroom was as beautiful and lush as the rest of the place.
See, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Like mine was a dumpster almost.
with pink wallpaper and crushed velvet chaise lounge in the corner. Damn, great, a fainting couch. Yeah, great, a fainting couch. I needed one earlier.
A fainting couch?
Yeah, that's what a chaise lounge is. So you can faint there. If someone has fainted, you can lay them there and they're slightly sitting up and they're not in bed. And
is that what Caesar got stabbed in on the paintings?
I think so. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
A chaise lounge. All right.
That's pretty fancy.
The little lab cups seemed utterly at odds with the rest of the place. Clinical where the rest of it wasn't. And it did not take long for her to gather a sample and leave it in the little two-sided cabinet in the wall. She sat down on the couch for a second and then laid on it. So I just wanted to mention
I'll never lay on a couch in a bathroom. Yuck. Dude.
Ladies' bathrooms are different. We're not spraying it everywhere.
Whatever, dude.
We're not. And especially like there used to be one, and there probably still is, like in the Dillards. Ladies' Dillards have like little benches for you to sit down on.
A little bench is different than having like a couch.
This is just a bench with a couch arm. One. It's like an off the shoulder shirt for women. It's the one shoulder shirt for ladies, but in a couch as a bench. All right. There was a soft knock at the door. "I'm just resting," she snapped. "It's only me," said the nurse, opening the door. And she came
resting? Like, you're supposed to be peeing. Hurry up. We need to get this baby out of here. There's people auctioning this thing out. It's going crazy out here.
She's only 2 months
pregnant.
Yeah,
we're up to 55,000 and we're still going. Like, hurry up.
Her eyes looking soft. "Did you already talk to him about the results?" The nurse shook her head. "No, they're your results, Olive, not his. I don't know the nature of your relationship with him." "Really? Do you not watch the news?" "All right," the nurse said, holding up a consolatory hand. "I am attempting to not know who either of you are, because that is part of my job at a place like this. I don't make any assumptions, and I certainly don't make any judgments."
This is a private doctor clinic. Wouldn't they be this dude's private doctor?
Yeah. Olive said, "Go ahead, judge away. I judge myself." The nurse said,
"You think you're the first pregnant broad he's brought in here? Are you kidding me?"
That's a discussion.
This guy goes to a strip club on a Saturday night. I have to get 6 pregnancy tests out for this clown. This dude's had to clap so many times.
Oh my God.
Lost count.
He has an ongoing prescription.
Yeah, dude. Like,
just daily.
Yeah, he's got a daily antibiotic he has to take for his wiener drip.
His whole life.
And you decided it'd be a good idea to shove that thing in.
You didn't even ask no questions. You just jumped right in.
Jumped right on it.
You didn't even finish your drink.
Thought you guys knew each other.
But not that way. She's a virgin.
Yeah, and he keeps coming back with
touch for the All right.
She never noticed, huh?
So the nurse then, after saying, "It's not my business, I'm supposed to act like I don't know," and Olive says, "Judge away."
He pays me not to.
The nurse says, too bad about privacy laws because there is a very large office pool that concerns whether or not the two of you are actually secretly sleeping together, and I could clearly win now. And she said, really? And the woman looked at her gravely. They worship you. It's now an underground cult we didn't even know about. All right, no.
Give us the damn baby.
So Olive says, do they? How weird. I would have thought that. Anyway, never mind. What are the results? You already know, sweetheart. So basically.
No. That's why I'm at the doctor's office.
I didn't know.
Stop playing.
She never answers her.
So we don't know for sure if she's pregnant this whole book.
That's why there's a negotiation.
You know when they're like, so that scene in the movie where like the two people are getting ready to fight and it shows like one has a rock and one has like a roller skate and they like shove it at each other and then it cuts and then like, yeah.
You see they're hurt, but you don't really know.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, and then later they'll be like, oh, he didn't die with the roller skate to the nugget. Mm-hmm. Like, nope.
He shows up.
This is what just happened here to us, this book. They're like, oh, I already know the answer. And she's like, you already know the answer. Now, you're not, but he thinks you are, so it's time to get that money, baby.
Well, yeah, the whole thing is going to be...
This is going to be a blackmail story, and I'm down for it. The whole thing is going to be
a pillow in the dress kind of situation.
That's right.
Oops. All right, hold on. Let me finish eating this.
But the auction for a live child is going to present a lot of problems later on in this book, I think.
Do you really think him being this Nordic descendant is going to let his child go up on auction?
I don't think he's really Nordic. Who ever heard of a 6'3" Nordic person?
Millie Adams.
Yeah, well, Millie Adams. I'm Nordic and we're fucking 5'5".
It looks so good on you, though.
Yeah, like, how come he's always punching people in the kneecaps? That's why I go for what I can reach, dude.
You're so funny. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, the rest is up to you. He doesn't get to have the results. You can tell him whatever you want. Ah, there it is. But she knew there was no lying to Gunnar Magnusson. He saw everything with those sharp blue eyes, and Olive well knew it. But she needed to get herself together. She could not go out there looking like this. She could not go out there with tears running down her face. She refused to let him see her weak.
He's been bringing you chocolate cupcakes.
Yeah, that's pretty weak.
He's already seen you.
Yeah, weak sauce. She was Olive Monroe, CEO of Ambient Technologies, and she had been trained to handle every single thing that was thrown at her. And Gunnar was, well, he was Gunnar, but as genetics went, hell, this baby was going to be a genius. This baby.
Told you.
As it was a foregone conclusion that she would be having the baby. A little voice inside of her nudged her. You know that it is. Of course, she would need the baby to work for her and not for Gunnar.
That's right, because it's going to be a smart little baby. But little does she know, Gunnar is already he's
2 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He's been 2 steps ahead. As soon as he got her down on her back, he knew what he was doing. He's like,
So she found herself ushered into a gloriously beautiful bedroom where she was stuck like when she was a little, like she was
what?
Stuck like when she was.
Sounds rough. Is she okay?
Hold on. I said the sentence wrong. Where she was stuck, like she was a little pincushion and wrapped up in blankets again as they began to feed liquid directly into her veins. So they're giving her an IV. What an indignity. And Gunnar was there for all of it, standing there looking forbidding, and his arms crossed against his broad chest.
How dare you be dehydrated? How
dare you eat fucking crackers in front of me, you bitch. Bitch, they weren't even saltines.
Dog, she's not allowed to have those. Go get her.
They were Triscuits. Who eats Triscuits when you're sick?
No, get rid of that. She needs a chocolate cupcake.
He's giving her diabetes. And we just got done reading a donut a day.
I'm going to get this baby one way or another. We'll play the long game and the short game.
All right.
Here's some sugar.
So he asks her if she is, in fact, pregnant. And she said yes.
Did he growl it? Are you, in fact, pregnant?
And she said, yes, I am. Interesting, isn't it? Or something like that. And he's like, interesting is not the word I would use, he said, his voice hard.
Something else is hard, too, dude. That's why you're in this situation.
she says, oh, well, don't worry about it. You might not be the father.
Boom. Knew it.
Hang on. Hold on for the ride, man.
Gunner's right hand reached up as fast as it could.
Lab trick.
He swung it in front of him.
His gaze.
There's nothing but spit, a tooth, and her glasses flying off.
She doesn't even wear glasses, man. All right. His gaze did something terrifying then, and she was transported back to the medieval Viking books that she had been reading.
I was going to say to the hospital. Like, damn, what did he do to her?
He looked every inch the marauder, ready to do something drastic.
Oh, shit.
What is he going to do?
It's so sexy when men look like they're about to hit women.
Like kill you? God.
Do you like it? Do you like it when a man looks like they're about to hit you? Like for real?
Well, if it's you and
you
it's
pregnant?
not like for real,
you pregnant? Come here. Are you happy with this conversation's going? No, I don't think so either. It sounds threatening.
Sexy.
Gunner, I liked you at the beginning of this story, dude. Right now I'm starting to question you.
Well, we don't really know if... I mean, maybe she's just kind of like reading him this way, but really he's just like he's super emotional. He's going to cry. But this is how he
I can't wait to tell my dad.
His dad's dead.
I can't wait to tell Ragnarok Magnusson.
Magnum bullets.
Yeah, he's going to have a grandson named Odin. We're going to sell him.
Oh my God. All right. So let me see. So he says, do I have the right to assume then that you have taken a string of other lovers since coming to my bed? Well, you make it sound as if you're not just part of the string of lovers. The ones that came before the ones that came after.
Damn.
You're acting as if you were a singular event, Gunner. He said, and you are on dangerous ground, Olive Monroe. Is this my baby? And she said, I don't have a crystal ball.
Dang.
This girl was like all like CEO refined.
I'm a virgin.
Knows all the languages.
Yeah,
and now she's
languages.
like, I don't have a crystal ball. Oh my God.
Look.
Like trying to play stupid and it's not working out very well.
Yeah.
It's ugly. It's
ugly. There might be like 15 dads to this baby.
It's ugly on you, Olive. This is looking ugly. All right. So she was trying to avoid things to find time to get leverage, a foothold. You know,
foothold leverage. You have a baby inside of you. That's pretty good leverage.
Yeah, she's like talking herself out of this and everything.
I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant.
Not like that.
I'm gonna go get some beers and some nachos. I'm not pregnant.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just gonna will this baby out of me.
Yes. Yeah. If you ignore it, it'll eventually go away.
Yeah, will. Yeah, and then you're gonna get arrested.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You have to feed the baby.
She's like,
there's not a baby. I was never pregnant.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Like dragging. All right, she had just been trying to feel something, to feel him, to finally give in to the experience that his eyes, his hands, and his body had been promising her for all of these years, and now here she was.
Too late, you already fucked him.
Yeah, no, she was meaning like that's all she wanted, and now she's stuck.
Oh yeah, well there's two tragedies in life, girl. There's only two tragedies in life, Rachel.
So,
do you know what they are? Do you know what they are?
No.
One of them's not getting what you want.
Oh.
The other one's getting it.
Oh.
She got what she wanted. Now what? Now what?
Now she has something she didn't want.
Oh, yeah. Now what? Yeah, I know.
Damn it. That's what happens?
Dang. Consequences. That's what they mean for magic.
No one ever had to talk with her. Her dad was a strict businessman. He didn't tell her that would happen. How do you think you came to be?
Make sure you tip him.
All right. So in chapter 6, I guess they kind of get back into it about whose baby's whose, blah, blah, blah.
Whose baby's whose? Like,
it's not
that's not your baby, Olive. That's my baby.
So
maybe that baby has another mother, huh? You don't know.
She says to him, "Your heir. I am the owner of one of the biggest tech companies in the entire world." He says, soon to be former owner, though, I will keep you as CEO. Your image is a very important one. It's part of the brand. I would never mess with such good branding.
What?
She did not seem quite so concerned.
They're going to merge?
Well, remember he said that he found...
competed.
Well, no, remember he found out that she had...
oh, yeah, she's a cheater.
Traitor. She's...
Yeah, his assistant stuck him in the back
word?
and he pushed him out a window or something, right?
Yeah, a lot more exciting than it was. He said, pack your office.
I'm going to write one of these books. This shit's going to have way more crazy shit on it.
That's going to be great. All right, so... He says to her, or she says to him all freaked out. She's freaking out. She's like, I will not lose my company to you. And he's like, are you only just now taking me serious? He said, if you play with dragons, you must expect to be burned, Olive. Your protestations are weak. You should have thought of it before you dared cross me. This is not a game, and it never was.
Why are we talking about dragons?
Chocolate cupcakes notwithstanding. People enjoyed the show of you and I find you amusing. But much like a child who needs to be taken in hand, clearly you did not understand the severity of the consequences that lay before you. I am not to be trifled with. Neither am I, she said, rage seeping from her eye.
But didn't he come in her?
Yes.
Dude, pull your dick out.
Yes, okay.
What is so hard about doing a back thrust?
He thinks he owns it, and now he's going to, like, gaslight
her.
her.
Dude, you ever heard the phrase, don't be a dummy? Put it on her tummy. You're a dummy.
He never heard that. He's not from around here.
Yeah, well, you know what? Down in the slums.
He throws the girl out before he can figure out what happened, and she doesn't know because he was meeting her in different locations. He never knew. He has children all over the place. They're everywhere. All right. All these little geniuses born to hookers. They'll never amount to anything, though. They didn't have the opportunity to get education.
God.
They were working in the whorehouse.
I can't. Yeah, there's gonna be like in 22 years, and they'll figure it out on like Ancestry. They're gonna be like this class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
Like,
oh shit!
How come all of our moms are hookers?
What a history.
Jeez.
All right, so neither am I. Blah 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 blah. Okay. He is thinking about her.
Yeah.
And even now, even with her looking wretched, dressed in that black.
Now she's wretched. I think he's being a little emotional.
Well, he never really thought she was super. Remember, he insulted
all the
her
girls
outfit.
in these books, everybody,
they get insulted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We like it, I guess. It's stupid. These girls need to experience a real man.
You look pretty awful today.
Millie,
do you mind if
have...
I paint your cervix with my baby powder? And then we can deal with the consequences for the next, I don't know, 18 to 26 years.
While we argue and I put your body down.
Yeah, and then I'm going to tell you how ugly you are.
Yeah, but so listen, hear me out. Because he could, no, I skipped up. Okay. Even now with her looking wretched, dressed in that black turtleneck and black pants.
Oh my God.
The only thing she ever wore, and he would change that if she were his.
Hold on.
This is so bad.
Olive. Girl, I didn't know you could look that good.
Aww.
In a black turtleneck and them pants.
Aww.
I know that you and fucking Magnuson over there, little Magnuson, little baby Magnuson, we call him, little baby bitch Magnuson. That's what we call him. Anyways, I was just gonna say, like, maybe if the back door hadn't been invaded
oh my
yet,
God.
like, you let somebody come and plow it down for you.
Safe space.
Yeah,
it's a safe space.
And I'll tell you with 100% certainty, you won't have to deal with these consequences.
Yeah, I won't even be here tomorrow.
There won't be no pregnancy.
Mm-mm. Okay, so to continue, he noticed her brown hair tied back in a low bun and no makeup on her face. She was
gorgeous.
Delectable.
Oh, I like girls without makeup on.
He's really switching around because he could well remember exactly how she had tasted.
Oh.
Exactly how it had felt to slide.
Like 12 other dudes that were there before you because you don't know who the daddy is.
And exactly how it had felt to slide into her tight, wet heat. She had been so tight. So glorious.
Is that what it says?
This says so glorious.
Damn.
All right, yeah. So it's glorious in there.
Looking at her, trying. You look wretched. She's like, why is your fucking dick
you have a raging boner?
It's fucking poking me in the kneecaps.
Oh my God! Like on Anger Man.
Yeah, shit was funny.
All right.
Only he'd be mad. His arms crossed and growling.
And the fact that she had had other lovers since then should enrage him. He had not been able to even look at another woman since he'd been with her, but instead he found himself hard and throbbing as ever. What she did to him
the whole time?
Was unacceptable.
After 4 hours, you're supposed to call a doctor. It's been weeks.
You are at a doctor right now.
Wait, doc, before that.
Have you seen what's happening to me?
You look a little pale there, Gunner. You feeling okay? It's like all his
Maybe
blood's
I'm
in
pregnant.
his dick.
All right. So he takes her up in his car, says he's going to make sure she's comfortable, but They start to head to the airport.
He's going to ship her off. I got you a ticket to Colombia.
And she's like,
enjoy your vacation.
She's like, I can't just up and leave. Someone has to feed my fish. And he says, you have a goldfish? And she said, no, but I could.
He's like,
what is this?
When we were there killing your cat at your apartment before your trip to Colombia, we didn't see a goldfish.
Oh
we were just trying to be thorough, but wait a minute. You did what? Yeah.
So he said, you couldn't, and we both know it. And if you did, there would be some method of feeding it by way of telephone app, I assume.
That's lazy. Interact with your pet.
Well, he's just assuming.
Well, I mean, like those people that have like video things with their dogs, but like you never see them actually play with their dog. Mm-hmm. That shit is annoying.
So they go back and forth, kind of rival flirting.
I hate that game.
Yeah, it's in every one of these books.
We need to take like a poll and see who likes playing that shit. I hate those games.
So he's talking about how she betrayed him and how it hurt his heart so bad. And he thought she was a decent person and he doesn't like being wrong, and he's crying and she just can't see it because he makes sure it only comes out of the left eye and she's sitting on his right side.
He can only cry out of one eye.
No, he can control it. He's so masculine and Viking-ish. He's like, I'll cry out of one eye.
And I can switch which side.
It's the one he's wearing an eye patch on. He only cries out of that eye.
His fucking Viking helmet.
All right, so they were silent the rest of the drive to the jet. It was there, prepared and waiting, sleek and well appointed. He did all of his business in major cities, but Iceland would always be his home. Even if sometimes when he breathed too deep, he felt like a shard of volcanic rock had lodged itself in his chest. Even if he could return to his homeland, but had never returned to his true home. Even if he could return to his homeland, but had never returned to his true home. What?
Okay, Gunner, you weirdo.
This sentence doesn't make sense.
He doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Have you ever been to Iceland, Gunner? I haven't either, but it sounds like maybe you're saying you were, but you've not.
You're not, but you are, but you ain't. So it says the house he keeps now is tucked into the craggy mountains.
Craggy? Is that the name of the mountains?
I guess it's not capitalized, but they say it several times.
Oh.
Just above a natural hot spring.
Oh.
All right. So he's asking her if she wants something to drink. She's like, obviously, alcohol is off the table. Obviously. I don't know.
He's like, why? Wait, for what? Why? You can't drink? Why? Everybody drinks.
And she says, I don't understand what you're doing. He said, first of all, regardless of the paternity of the baby, you can't tell me that you actually want a kid.
Oh, I know where we're going.
All right.
Going to another private doctor.
Well, so they talk a bit. And
they talk about it.
They talk about it. And he says, I will let no child of mine go unclaimed. It is not my way. And she said, oh, really? Is this not your first time? He ignored that and said, and what about you? You want a child? Or I guess she said that. No, he said that. And she said, I'm busy, but I have a lot of money. I imagine the nannies can handle everything.
Jeez, look at that. Like, I don't have to worry about it.
Jeez. Like,
no, my nannies handle it. I just throw them a bone. No big deal.
So anyway, they keep talking about this, and she comes to the realization of how much of a fucker she was just sounding like because...
Yeah, well, you were.
Because she even at one point says... there's always a bench outside the office. And that's what happened to her. She lived her life growing up sitting on a bench outside of an office. And now she's like,
and now you're
basically
an asshole,
saying
so
she's going to do the same thing to her baby. So I think she feels bad about that a little bit. But,
what's going to be funny is they're going to get one of these kids one day that's like, I don't really see the value in money because they never had to work for it. And then they're going to put them on the bench. And then one day they're going to inherit it and they're going to look at their parents on like their deathbed and be like, hey, just so you fucking know, I wrote a fucking check to like DraftKings for all of it.
I'm out, bitches.
We're out. And not in a fun way. We're done.
I'm living in a trash can now. So they're back to thinking about how she still hasn't said it's yours, So they're in this house of his in Iceland. He's giving her a little drink. Drinky drink. Yeah. He said, or in his mind, the idea of her being pregnant by another man, it ignited his blood, made it run hot with fury.
Oh, that's why he brought her to Iceland to cool it down, huh?
Yeah, and he's still talking about her being dishonest and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So he's he also is thinking it is strange to think of other men seeing her as he did.
Oh, it's weird.
He could not deny that he saw her as sensual, and after being with her the way that he had been, she was exquisite. Her sexuality was a sweet secret thing, a jewel at the heart of a steely reserve, one that you had to work to see. At least he had thought so, but she made it sound as if she would give favors away freely.
Not to really mess with you here, Gunner, but Rachel and I both fucked this chick already.
She does give them away freely.
You're right, it's toy, and she gives it away freely.
She is pregnant.
She's pregnant.
I can tell you that.
We can be step husbands. Step husband.
Yeah. But we ain't taking care of that baby.
We ain't taking care of that baby. we want half when you sell.
We'll help you with the negotiations. All right. Just as her sexual favors clearly weren't rare or difficult to earn, he says.
What? They weren't?
Just as they clearly weren't rare or difficult to earn. He says to her, if you think that I will be bringing you a steady supply of male concubines during your tenure at my residence, I will have to disappoint you. She says,
I didn't ask to be here. Technically, this is kidnapping.
Yeah, it comes up, yeah. So she said, Drat, I absolutely do not know what I'll do without my concubines. I like to be fed grapes and fanned with palm fronds before I receive this evening's
I like to eat ham sandwiches and get eaten out before breakfast.
Yeah, but to make the ham chicken. So sadly, I'm fresh out of grapes and palm fronds, he says. She says, was that an offer of pleasure, Gunner?
Oh.
And he avoids it, and she goes back to like, was that an offer of pleasure?
Gunner, look at me in my eyes. Was that an offer of pleasure? Don't understand the question.
He said, that all depends. I personally like a bit of pleasure with my pain. I'm not certain that you feel the same. She shivered. But he knew it wasn't from her lies or even fear. Oh, yes, this was the problem. He had always sensed that Olive was his match in a great many ways, in the bedroom at least.
I think he's just still a little
blah, blah, blah.
smitten with getting some ass. Maybe it's been a little while.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. So they actually weren't at the house yet. My bad. Now they have to go up to a cable car tram thing to get to the house. I guess this was on the jet that they were talking. Sorry. My bad. Now they're headed to the house. Mm-hmm. She's freaked out about heights, so blah, blah, blah. They're talking about that. Then they're talking about their childhood again. He starts feeling bad for her the way she's speaking of it, and
that must have been rough.
Then it goes
with all your nannies and
all
your
the chocolate cupcakes,
money, and
one thing he knew, their child would not have an identical experience to them, and he would be sure of it. Their child would have a mother and a father. Mm-hmm. He would marry Olive and ensure that they had. He thought again of the small cabin he'd spent the first 12 years of his life in. No, they would not have that, but they would have something. They could not be people they weren't, and he had concerns about Olive and what she would teach a child.
I have concerns
but
about
I'm
all
gonna marry this woman.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Does she feel this way? Do you think Olive wants to marry?
I don't know. She's back and forth with her feelings. Okay, so they start talking about.
She's 19.
They start talking about how beautiful it is. They start talking the place, the area,
okay, yeah.
And then they start talking about the kidnapping situation.
Yeah, you kidnapped me.
And he's like, a
what
kidnapping? And she said, no, you didn't kidnap me. And he said, I think I have. And she's like, absolutely not. It's nothing more than a mandatory detour. And he's like, kidnap. He's the one saying he kidnapped her.
Well, stop incriminating yourself.
Yeah,
he's not very bright.
So then...
No. It's like the sexual thing. I've been trying to kidnap bitches for a long time. And
I finally got you.
Finally got your dumb ass to come with me.
Idiot. All I had to do was impregnate somebody.
Yeah, I was like, wait, is that your baby? Like,
wait,
is that my baby?
Now.
And she says, I don't know if that's your baby. And he's like, well, we're going to Iceland then.
Yeah, well, so he's telling her that he's got a doctor on the way to do a paternity test to make sure, and that's why he's got her there until they figure it out. And he said, in the minute we discover if the baby is mine, you will marry me. That's how he said it to her. Chapter 7. The house was incredible. Mostly made of glass and black window frames, concrete everywhere else. Somehow light and airy rather than heavy or industrial, as you would assume. Rather, it made the house appear as if it was just another piece of the landscape. The windows,
with all the glass and metal.
The windows offered a view of the sea and the broad expanse of snowy wilderness on the other side. And yet it was difficult to concentrate on the beauty of the house, what with the specter of a threatened marriage looming over her head. And she says, you can't really mean that. And he's like, I do. And for your sake, you better, blah, 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 blah.
You better agree with it.
So he tells her later, well, you are welcome to avail yourself to one of the bedrooms since your fake nap on the plane didn't actually gain you any rest. And she said, I challenge anyone to rest while you're looming about. He said, I don't recall looming. I feel as if I was sitting. She said, of course, nobody thinks that they loom. He said, you say that definitively. She says, I have a heavy exposure to men of all varieties, and believe me when I tell you, many of them loom and none of them think that they do.
They all stare at her while she's sleeping after they take a run at her, huh?
Anyway, now she's guilt tripping herself. What had she done? A baby? She replayed everything she said to Gunnar over these past blah, 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 blah. And she's sad, lonely, lonely, lonely. It literally says, lonely, lonely, lonely. The honesty that lived beneath all those words assaulted her now. I have been struck.
Kidnapped. You've been kidnapped.
She wanted to kick something. She wanted to rage.
Rage. We're in Iceland. That's the heavy metal capital, right? So rage.
Then she's crying about her childhood again, and then blah, blah, blah. More about Gunnar and his isolation and her isolation. She didn't have any friends, and he's a nerd. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like these two now. Like, the more we get to know them, the less I like them.
So he sets out a big-ass breakfast. Hell yeah.
Did he make it?
I don't know. It says he also arranged to have a large spread of breakfast set out for the two of them. No.
He arranged
it.
Dude, what is it with this? And people, like, hold on, as a woman, are you impressed with that? When they're like, I had somebody else do this for you. Or if you're like, hey, I like that you cooked me breakfast. Which one is more...
It's always been sweet when someone cooks you breakfast.
What if it's nasty? What if they do a bad job
That's terrible. Then you have to leave. Get out of my house. Get out of my Iceland. Walk home. My Icelandic house. Walk home. No, but here's the thing. Let's be honest. Coming from a woman's perspective, and you're a man with money, and you're obviously going to be in the money for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And we can live like that. Hell yeah, let's get somebody to do it because we can go do it in the bedroom while they're making breakfast. And then we can come eat breakfast together and then run off to the beach. And we're like, fuck you, bye.
I don't know.
But
I just think philosophically, I'm not into it.
I love the breakfast you cook. It's the bomb, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I'm not saying me.
I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. How many times do you want to just be saying?
If
you want to get into it?
No. I'm trying not to be preachy. That's for a different podcast for a different time.
He's a rich guy. We're in a fantasy here. Live here. Live here with me.
Okay.
We're in this
we'll
fancy...
eat your big ass box of donuts, dude. Let's get on with it.
It's like Jack and Jill donuts came in.
That'd be so fucking good. I want a donut.
Yeah, no. That's the best place to. Okay, so let's start over. Hold on. Not start over, but... He began to brew strong coffee, and it was then that Olive emerged. Good morning, he said. Good morning. He wanted her. He realized that with a kick of lust and ferocity. He wanted her. Even now, he wanted her. Okay. Even now, knowing how duplicitous she was.
What does that mean?
It's just nasty. She's what a terrible person. You've done these transgressions and had sex with other men as an adult woman who wasn't. You
turned my assistant against me.
And
maybe that's the dad. Oh, that's what was offered up to the assistant.
No,
he was like, listen.
I think he was her fancy friend.
I think maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't in it for her. He was in it for the company. He was a work savvy kind of guy.
Obviously, yeah.
All right.
Look at him go.
He's at home now.
Look at him go to the unemployment line.
So he thinks to himself that he was a sick bastard. Mm. And there was something in that thought that actually made his desire kick up even higher. He wanted to punish her.
Oh.
Wanted to pin her down with his hand on her throat and make her beg him for mercy and for pleasure.
I kidnapped you, now I want to choke you.
Well, I mean, look,
No, I get it.
They might have the wrong, they have the right ingredients, but they're doing it in the wrong order. and maybe I guess for the wrong reason. Like you might want a cake, but you're making cornbread. I don't know. Does that make sense?
No, but I got you.
I don't want cornbread if we're thinking about cake. Like, stop being mean. Just be like nice, scary, sexy, but not like scary. I don't know.
Okay. I might give Gunner another shot here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see how episode 3 goes.
Anyway, I guess at some point she gets angry. They keep going off on each other, and he's like, "I like her angry. It was better. It was better than sad."
We were just talking about this.
And then he says that she'll be relieved to know that she has clothes now. And she goes, "Wonderful. Did someone go and get my things?" He said, "No, I'm tired of your self-imposed uniform. I would like to see you in some colors." She says, "Colors?" He goes, "You wear all black, and I find it unbecoming." You found it becoming enough to screw my brains out a couple of months ago. He said, "Yes, but after I got you out of those clothes." Damn. Let's move on.
I wanted to fuck this girl, but her clothes didn't make.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
He was just.
She was wearing checkered shoes, and I was just not.
What would happen if you got the clothes off and then you were disappointed with the way it looked underneath? Like, you already judged the clothes. He would have been like, That's real rude. Like, I thought you were bad with the clothes on. You're worse now.
All if I didn't realize what was going on here. Need to go and hit rewind.
So he triggers her emotions, and he's constantly just like, why are you this way? And she's like, I wanted to win that contract for my dad.
Well, she did.
All right, yeah. And then she's like, but I also wanted you, and I needed to be done wanting you. All right, he said, it was so bad that you wanted me. His voice was rough, almost a stranger's voice.
Wait.
Yes.
Anytime you talk to a stranger, their voice is really rough.
Well, how's rough different than hard and growling?
I don't know.
It's
Every time I walk to a
same.
stranger, like, hey, I was just wondering, could you help me reach the box of Lucky Charms at the top shelf? They'd be like, yeah, sure.
You're a little nervous after that.
Oh, thanks, stranger.
All right.
No problem. But then you're like, hey, my name's Christopher, and they're like, oh. Hi, I'm Jack. I'm Jackery. You're like, hi, Jackery. Can you reach that Lucky Charms box? I'm like, yeah, here. And you're like, thanks, Jackery, because we know each other now. The growl is gone.
Yeah, because it's Jackery.
It's Jackery.
Right. So they're still arguing. She's crying, whatever, and he says the doctor's going to be here soon enough.
Wait,
to
who's
take
crying?
Both of them. I don't know.
Okay.
No, the doctor's going to be here soon enough.
He walks in, he's like, what the fuck is going on? They're all crying, holding a gun to their head. Like,
like with a spin the bottle in the middle.
Yeah,
like,
what the hell? Half-eaten cheeseburger on the...
All right.
Oh, man.
She's trying to get out of it by saying, I didn't know they could do him that early. I hate getting my blood drawn. I just can't hear her as anything but like whiny now. She finally admits, the baby is yours, she said, staring fixedly down at her plate.
The doctor.
What? He says. The baby is yours. I thought that I could get you to leave me alone if I told you I didn't know. I thought that I could. You lied to me.
Oh, shit.
I was freaking out.
His glass dropped as his hand reached back again.
I don't know what to do. I've never slept with a man before. All right, so.
Just sucks, man. Like the first time you go off and get some ass and you fucking.
Now, she does come back to blame him that if he's such a sex expert, he should have had a condom. Bam, Gunner, in your fucking.
Yeah, dude, you moron.
Super mature, put together guy face.
You didn't even try to pull out.
He was just like,
we were there, Gunner. We all saw what happened.
Yeah, so now he didn't know that she was a virgin, apparently. He just hadn't assumed, I guess. And now, knowing she's a virgin,
she's not anymore, right?
It was a roar of triumph in his blood, and he hated himself a bit for it, but he'd wanted her for so long, and to know she was his and his alone. It made him feel every inch the conquering warrior.
Yes.
He says later, and now I find out you have engaged in corporate espionage and also that you have lied to me.
I'm going to marry you and remove a hand.
And he's not sure if she's lying to him about anything else. He doesn't know. He said the test is still happening. I don't know if you're a virgin. I don't know if you've been with other men. I don't know if you're pregnant, if you're bloated. I don't know the truth. I can't tell because you're fucking crazy.
He knew enough to fly her to Iceland. What would that cost?
Well,
I guess for a billionaire, no matter.
Yeah, it cost nothing. It was like $5 in airplane gas.
Airplane gas. So you just had to fill up on the way out.
Jet fuel. All right. So, she finally breaks down into tears.
Of course, there's lots of crying in this.
And we're on to chapter 8, last chapter of the second episode. She was doing it. She was losing her mind, and she was crying in front of this man. She didn't like it, not one bit, but she couldn't stop herself. She was weeping, wailing. It was like she had lost all
like
ability
Tommy
to be
Pickles from the Rugrats.
or Chucky. He was a good crier. She had learned to be tough and strong and hold the shield up in front of all her emotions when she was a girl. A leader couldn't afford to be led by their feelings. Blah, 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 wah, wah, wah. She watched his face as she admitted all these things, tried to get a gauge for what he was thinking, feeling, but she couldn't. He said, "You will do the blood test." And she said, "I don't." He said, "You will. This is not up for debate or discussion. It is the way of things. And so you will do as I say." She said, "You're such a dick." He said, "And you have proven yourself to be duplicitous. Therefore you will be punished for it."
Oh.
She said, "Punished with a blood test?" He said, "With a lack of trust." Damn.
Oh.
So that is a little sexy.
But couldn't she be like, "I don't know who you are"?
Yeah, like we don't even really know each other. We've never even hung out after meetings.
I'm calling my dad.
They're dead. Their dads are dead.
Oh, yeah.
They both have dead dads.
Well, then call her mom. She probably misses her.
This is the dead daddy thing. All right. She had thought that the hardness would give way to something else because she felt sort of a connection to him. But it was clear, he made it abundantly clear now that he did not feel the same way about her that she did him.
Then why are we here?
Yeah. So, just this whole situation, him not trusting her, it got its hooks into her, made her feel shame, made her feel as if she were the foolish one. And she's like, "Gunnar, And he's like, "You what? You vastly underestimated me. And that is the problem. You thought that because you won a few contracts when we went head to head that you knew the measure of me. But that is not the case, Olive. You do not know me. And you do not know what I thought of you before and how this has changed things. And now you must face the consequences of your own actions."
I feel like this dude needs to take a breath, a deep breath, and maybe smoke a J, play some Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Think about this for a minute.
Yeah,
maybe come back a little clear-headed because...
Drink yourself some hot tea, babes.
Yeah, dude, that's a future CEO in her belly.
Sniff some
Who
rosemary.
Who are you talking to like that?
So they're thinking of the type of rivalry they have, and they are kind of admitting in their brains that it was sexually charged and it was mistaken for something else.
Do you want to know what I did to those cupcakes every time?
Oh my God!
I just really enjoy them. Me too.
All right, so I skipped a lot in this one. Hold on. He says at one point that he doesn't do empathy. She said, "You did."
He's been fucking crying this whole time.
He hasn't really. But she said, "You did. You did when my father died." He said, "A mistake."
Oh,
damn!
I meant to, those tears of joy.
I meant to slap you at your father's funeral.
Yeah, these were tears of joy. I just went to make sure he was dead.
I was just going to serve you the papers to show you I had already taken your company away.
I was just going to show you the papers that your dad signed you over to me so I can talk to you like a piece of shit now. Now get in here and take this fucking blood test.
So at the end of chapter 8, they say, "Well, I eagerly await the news from the doctor. We shall see what is in his report." Great. And then, yes, I know.
What?
Hold on. Ruination, marriage. Okay, sorry. I was like, wait, what word is that?
Ruination,
because
marriage?
he said he was going to ruin her. It's period. Yes, period. I know, period. Ruination. Period. Marriage, period. All these periods, but she ain't having any. Sorry, because she's pregnant.
You're missing 9, so we need 9 periods. Kind of make those up.
He says to her, "In the meantime, have another donut." You called it right. There was a donut.
So he didn't even have somebody bring out a breakfast spread.
It's just a donut. They handmade the donuts.
I DoorDashed some fucking donuts.
To this thing out in Iceland mountains.
Where are these donuts from? Well, the box says Sefco.
Stupid.
They're real fancy. Those are the donuts from last Thursday.
They were refrigerated slightly at room temperature. She realized that she had been eating as if it were her last meal.
Oh, you got donuts. That's pretty cool.
As if she were a prisoner bound for execution, she felt very like she might be. For Gunnar was her Viking captor, and whatever lay ahead was not in her control.
So you're going to be the conqueror, and I'm going to be the conqueree, and we're going to do butt stuff, and you're going to tell me how much you hate me, and that you're going to get rid of my people and shove us to the shitty places.
Do you think Vikings would be happy not being in love with their partner? That seems
I don't know, dude. I mean, technically...
I think they cared more about relationships.
Genealogy? Genealogy? Yeah, I don't know. And as far as... I mean, I have, like, Scandinavian blood, Viking blood, whatever, but... I don't feel the need.
Yeah.
I never have.
I don't know.
I feel like people should just mind their own business and go about their lives.
Well, that is his business if it's his baby.
No, bringing her ass to Iceland.
That is a pretty heavy duty thing.
Especially when he didn't know. He didn't know. And to go, listen, you're doing these fucking tests. And she's like, I'm going to call for help. She's like, fuck, this ain't America, girl. There's no help.
Damn.
What do you want? You got voluntarily onto this jet,
helicopter.
And as far as the media in America is concerned, this fucker blew up over the Atlantic. So you're going to give me that damn blood test, and we're going to figure this out.
They went in and changed the voicemail on her
That's what
recorder.
I'm saying. Yeah, sorry, I went on vacation to nowhere. I'll see y'all never.
It's like a growly voice.
Thank you for calling Olive. No, I think Gunner's crossed some lines here. I think that if she decides that maybe this whole thing's a little psychotic, he could be in a lot of trouble when he decides to come back.
Well, he can also turn
it's not going to be a good look
in,
for his company, too.
He can turn her in for her shit, too.
No, he needs the assistant, and since he fired the assistant, I bet he's unwilling to help. If it was me, and you needed my fucking help after firing me, dude, you better get ready to suck my balls,
where's your
bro.
proof?
Yeah, you want the proof? I've got the proof, and the only way I'm getting it is with that sweet mouth action.
All right.
And then, since I don't like that from dudes, you seem to be a little fucked, don't you, Gunner?
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you go through your divorce hearings. Oh, you're not married. How about a custody battle and your company drug through the mud? Oh, you need me now. Half, Gunner.
I own your company now.
No, the baby.
Oh, yeah. Half of the baby. Split the baby.
That's going to be a CEO one day.
I want it 50% of the beginning of the year, and then you can take it at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I only want it during the winter. So I can go out for the summer.
Yeah, I want to keep the good months of the year.
Only with the good baby. All right. Well, that's a wrap for our second episode of A Billionaire's Baby Negotiation.
This book's crazy.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
If you want more where this came from, follow, like, and subscribe. We're on Insta and TikTok at Bustles and Bangers. Or you can find us personally on Insta and TikTok at Gypsy Danger 317.